It's a fantastic event to network with our customers. People tend to discuss the real issues much more than they would in a formal business meeting. You can listen to the conversations that are going on, and in particular, the keynote speakers really show us what merchants are interested in.
The Green Deal is an awful lot more confusing than I originally thought it was going to be, particularly when you consider that the consumer is going to be encouraged to take on board micro-regeneration under a completely different funding mechanism. So I think that was quite interesting from an industry point of view.
What the Green Deal does fundamentally is attach that saving to the energy meter of the property. Electricity is likely to be the meter chosen. It essentially says you can install at no upfront cost and have a payback over time, paid on the meter, and that payback stays with the measure at the property. So whoever moves in and out picks that up.
It's something to take home and think about. I do remember him saying it was difficult to put dates on these things, and one wonders whether it's going to be one of these things that 2012, 13, 14, 15. And as to how relevant it is, being selfish to us as timber traders. But no, it's certainly something to set the juices running, but not something we'd even scarcely considered before.
If people can install something and feel confident they'll get a payback in the time that they're in that premise or that property, there's more incentive to do it.
With in particular, the Green Deal, and even though on paper it looks a positive move for the industry, the obvious fragmentation within makes it difficult for merchants to grasp a hold of the whole thing. So we are going to be faced, if we don't move fairly quickly, we're going to be faced with the Tesco scenario again of British Gas, etc., with insulation, and someone needs to be able to pull this together, and I'm hoping that the BMF will be able to do it.
I think it's important to see, get feedback from merchants in terms of how they feel the economy is progressing.
So we're talking in the bar last night about the Beatles, so I thought Here Comes the Sun might be an appropriate metaphor to counter Vince Cable's speech yesterday.
We've come away reasonably uplifted if we all came, as we perhaps didn't, or we might have done, with the gloom and doom conspiracy theory. We've gone away hearing experts telling us that things aren't quite at that level.
The driving force of the euro area economies is not Greece, it's not Portugal, it's not Italy, it's Germany and the economies that border Germany. And Germany and the economies that border Germany account for a third of total UK exports. That core European market is also very significant for the UK economy. A key factor has been the decline in the value of the pound, pushing up imported costs. And the depreciation we've seen in sterling since 2007 has been very dramatic, around about 25% from the peak in mid-2007.
A little bit depressed from the economic outlook that we heard of first of all. It would have been nice to have heard a bit more optimism coming forward from a leading economist.
But it's still going to be quite a bumpy time in the financial markets. But one thing I am fairly confident about, and if this proves to be incorrect, you can invite me back and ask me to explain. I don't think the euro area is going to fall apart, as some parts of the press seem to be suggesting.
Very good to hear a cross-spectrum of discussion and views on the points. It's interesting to see the passion by which people have. Arguably the sessions aren't long enough because I think people are just getting warmed up within the 30-40 minutes. But even so, in the two that I've been to, some really interesting points came forward from the floor, and it was genuinely two-way debate and conversation as opposed to just one way as you get with the presentations.
Everybody likes to come together in the corporate room all together, but I think, certainly I think from our point of view as a company, we would like to see more of that done. And the 30 minutes or the 40 minutes allotted never seems enough when there's a sort of a 10-question agenda, and I think, yeah, certainly from our point of view, that sort of, if we're calling it brainstorming, would be something to perhaps move on To have more people are more likely to open up in that type of a situation rather than raising their hand in a big open forum of 250 people or whatever it was.
The benefit of being here with other BMF members is to actually meet more people other than just through our buying group. So it's about more knowledge, basically.
Yeah, I think it's really important in discussion sessions that it's thrown open to the floor. So rather than it being the BMF preaching to their clients, it's very much about, and their members, I think it's much more about gaining feedback. And that's important feedback for us. We're trying to provide solutions to our clients that meet what are the critical issues today.
Social media is like T6. Everyone wants to do it, no one knows how to do it, and once they've done it, they're surprised it's not better.
We've seen one or two of our customers at Kerridge starting to use social networking, but I think the fact that it is a BMF hot topic means that we'll look certainly more at working with partners in that area.
Can I just get a show of hands? How many people here are actually on Facebook already? Right, okay, about half. How many people within those people have logged onto Facebook within the last week? Right, pretty much the same show of hands.
Personally, I think that being able to sit down, have dinner with a range of customers and prospective clients is invaluable. You don't often get that level of communication going.
Life's not easy, it's not going to be easy, and it's just hard work, and it's going to be continual hard work. Being based in the southeast, there's been a noticeable change for us in the last couple of months as well. Money isn't as free even in the southeast, so yeah, it's more hard work.
Having a good understanding or a better understanding of the economic climate we're likely to be facing up to means that it's going to be continue to be particularly tough for the foreseeable future. We sort of knew that anyway, but hearing that and also talking to other people, finding they're in similar situations is very reassuring. Certainly the networking side of talking to people is particularly important to help you understand you're not the only ones experiencing what you're experiencing.
There should be more people. I always come to events like this and they're always very well laid on, executed, planned, and you come fully hoping, not expecting, but a hall full of sort of 400 people. Because I think anybody who's affiliated to the association, whether it's this one or Timber Trade Federation or whatever, if you're paying your dues, really you'd have thought, barring acts of God and hindrance, you'd be here to hear what's going on. And I think I would always say it's those who are sitting at home or in their offices today, busy as they may be, who have lost out on what has been, so far anyway, I know we've got some way to go this afternoon, but an excellent event.